Good morning. Hello, friends. Welcome to Liz's Reading Corner, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Liz, and I like books, and this is Bookmas Day 2. That's for Day 2. It is really dreary here this morning. I'm exhausted. I'm trying to be super happy, but I am so ready to go back to bed. But that is not why you're here. You are here to see what book we are reading for Bookmas Day 2. So, for Day 2... my prompt was a classic holiday story, and I chose A Christmas Carol. And ChatGPT, the prompt was a sci-fi adventure featuring a journey through space or time during the holidays, and it chose The Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. I've never heard of that story. I know Terry Pratchett because he does like the Discworld series, but I've never read them. I've been told I should read them. I will eventually. Today is not that day though. This year is not that year. We'll spin the wheel and we'll see. Yesterday was my prompt, so we got to read my prompt, which we all know how that turned out. And today we are reading Long Earth by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. Let's see how we go. Ignore the office, it's a mess right now. I am, how many pages in am I? 45 pages in to The Long Earth, and I'm not going to lie, this is really a struggle right now. It's meant to be science fiction, and I can see why it's science fiction. Basically, someone put the plans to this thing called a stepper onto the internet, and it can take you, well, actually, let's back that up. So basically, from my understanding of these first 45 pages, there is just consecutive, there's construction across the road, ignore the noise. There's consecutive Earths stretched out in a line for as long as you can go. And someone, I believe it's this physicist, has put plans on the internet to this thing, or for this thing called a stepper, and made them free, and it's just basically made from components that are available anywhere. You would just have them lying around home. The main thing that powers it is a potato, and you cannot have any kind of metal on you, or in the stepper. And so the stepper will literally take you to each iteration of Earth. You can either go east or west, and that's what it does. And you just click it, and you either click it to east and you continue going east, or you click it to west and you can come back west. And that's all I've got so far as to what this book is about. But I'm really struggling to get into it, so I'm going to try and bust through it today. I should be able to get it finished today. It's only 400 pages, and I've read much more than 400 pages in a day in the past, so it's doable. I do have a lot of editing though. I have a couple of videos that I need to edit to get out as well, but we're going to finish this book first. This is the priority. So I'm going to go and get some lunch organized, and I am going to bust through this book and have this finished today so that I can have the video up in time. Wish me luck. Alright, a few hours later, I am going to bed very soon. I'm so tired. What a day. I am lucky that I got to finish this book in a day. I want to try, I think, like I said, I can't remember if I said it in the introduction video, but I would like to try and get them read like in a day, so then it's just basically just me reading day by day and you guys seeing the books and my opinions and that sort of thing. This is another kind of bust. Quite honestly, I won't be reading anything else in this series. Basically, this is a sci-fi with like aliens, I guess, mixed in. So the very start of the book makes no sense. I don't understand, and this could just be a me thing, I don't understand how it is connected to the rest of the book, except that maybe these people are like steppers, so they're like natural steppers and they can just do it on their own without having to use this device that everyone else uses. But it just feels completely disconnected from the rest of the story. And then you have like the actual story, which is there is this device called a stepper, which is made by a physicist, quantum physicist, something like that. And he makes this plan, puts it on the internet for free. It's this device that he calls a stepper, and it means that people can step between the worlds. So basically our world is just one of an infinite number of worlds in an infinite number of universes, and the stepper allows you to step between them. And the reason that this physicist made this device is because his daughter is actually a natural stepper, and she comes from a long line of natural steppers, and they have just been able to travel these worlds at will. And he wanted to be able to do that, and he felt that everyone would be able or should be able to do that, because it would be a way to stop basically like world poverty. Everyone would be even, everyone would be able to have like their own worlds, because there's infinite number of worlds, and it would be good for everyone. In there's like a little bit of like politics, where the politicians are starting to have meltdowns because, oh my god, the economy is going to go bust because everyone's leaving, because they think that there is like an infinite amount of treasures out there and they're just going to go and get them. And so Joshua, who made a stepper, realizes very quickly he doesn't actually need one. He is also a natural stepper. And so the day that all of these steppers were used, all of these children go missing, and Joshua manages to get the majority of them back home. And so he becomes like this focal point for the police investigating how this whole thing happened, until people start realizing that you can actually leave and go to other worlds. And then he becomes a target for this corporation basically, and they try to claim human, but really I think it's just like the sentient being, like a artificial intelligence. So he becomes a target for this artificial intelligence called Lobsang. Lobsang has claimed and proven in court that he is a human who died. He was in Tibet, and his intelligence somehow, at the exact second that he died, was uploaded into a computer somewhere. I don't understand how. I might have just completely missed exactly how, but I don't understand how that worked. And so to me, it just feels like it's this like snarky artificial intelligence who is pretending to be human, but really is not human at all. They're just claiming to be human in order to have the same legal protections as a human. And so Lobsang hires Joshua as basically like security. So Lobsang wants to jump through the worlds to see what is out there and just to find these potentials, and if he gets trapped, then Joshua is his way back. On the way, they meet Sally. Sally actually ends up being the daughter of this physicist who made the steppers, so she's the whole reason why he made them. And she eventually goes into this ship that is, oh, that's the other thing, Lobsang. The representation of Lobsang is this giant ship basically that is just stepping between the worlds. So Joshua lives within this ship, and there is also on the ship there is also a like physical reconstruction of Lobsang as well. So there's like this robot that is like made from squishy material that physically represents Lobsang. And so Sally joins them on the ship, and they eventually step through these worlds. So they start encountering these things that they call elves, and there's something else, but I've forgotten what they're called. And in the interest of making this not too long, there's something else, and they are running away from, so they are traveling in the opposite direction to Lobsang, Joshua, and Sally. And so Lobsang, Joshua, and Sally eventually get to a point where they find no earth at all, and then they jump through that, and on the other side they find this sentient being who is a she but calls itself first person singular. It's called first person singular, and basically it's meant to be like this alien being, and it can communicate through telekinesis, and then Lobsang goes off to be with this alien thing, and Joshua and Sally are back home, and that's the end of the book. It is quite honestly one of the most boring and at the same time confusing books that I've ever read. I did check out a couple of the other reviews just in case this was just like a me thing, and I was like, maybe I just don't understand. And there are a lot of people saying that this is not Terry Pratchett's greatest work, and I'm kind of glad, because if this is a representation of how Terry Pratchett writes, then I would not read anything else. The characters are really boring. They're really two-dimensional. The whole story is really two-dimensional. There's a lot of just extra crap in there that is just unnecessary. Also, this is a multi-point of view story. I almost forgot. So this is a multi-point of view story. And we are also told things from the perspective of like this police officer who is trying to figure out, honestly, I don't know what. Trying to figure out, I guess, how to navigate the whole thing of like people stepping and people moving along different places. It just is really confusing. I don't understand the point of that. Like the point of her storyline. But the characters are really two-dimensional. The story is really two-dimensional. It felt, honestly, like it was written for either juvenile fiction, which I don't imagine is the case, or it was written by someone who has, which also makes no sense. It feels like it was written by someone who has no idea how to write something. Like, it feels like a very rough first draft, and that was quite honestly disappointing. So those are my thoughts. If you've read this, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on it, and I guess would just like to know if you have any, I don't know, differing understanding to me as to what it is this book is about, because I'm feeling very confused right now. But there we are. Bookmas Day 2 is, so yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions. I would love to hear your thoughts on any other Terry Pratchett works. If you like what I do here, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.